it's really important to make sure you get any bid in at a foreclosure auction because you never know what can happen. And you might just be the winner, like we are, of this $157,000 bid for this house. And as always, guys, we are Two Guys Take on Real Estate. This is the Foreclosure Auction Masters channel where we talk about only foreclosure stuff here. Give you all of our tips and tricks, or if you want to get more of them, definitely check out our book, Foreclosure Unlocked, on Amazon. But we kind of go over a lot of that stuff. So you can don't make the same mistakes that we've made over the years. Make sure you leave a comment below if any questions you have, and we'll try to do a video specifically on those questions or answer them in the comments. So let's get to it. So this is a single family house in Wales, Massachusetts, right there. And I was back out here right here, back in July of 2025, and we had a couple bidders here. I got recognized because I'm bald.
$101,227.67.
105. All right, I'm out in Wales, Massachusetts, getting ready for a foreclosure auction at a house that was built in 1968. It does appear to be occupied, so I obviously want to respect people's privacy. Try to get some numbers and see what it's going to cost to renovate this thing so we can come up with a bidder number. First thing you can see, obviously, that needs some driveway repair. We have a 3-tab roof. We got siding that's going to happen. Looks like we got a retaining wall issue right here. Good news is, right over there, we got brand new house being built, so that's always good. All the windows look like they're older windows. Is it just me, or that looks like it's leaning a lot? Oh, there's another structure that's got to get demoed. Oh, wow. That is falling down like a lot. I'm gonna keep trying to walk around and see what else I can see, but it looks in pretty rough shape. Try to get a rehab budget. We also called the city. We got the tax liens that are owed.
106. 110.
I'll do 110.
Bald guy 110. 111.
The bald guy at 110.
I don't know your name.
My name's Matt. That's all good.
Matt? All right. Let's go. 120.
120. Matt, bald guy.
Beautifully bald.
Thank you.
158. Looking for 159.
No, I'm good.
You good? 166. 167. I'm out. Out. Going once, twice, 166,000. Sold.
I'm the bald guy now. Packed my things up. Wish the winning bidder, good luck, congratulations. And I moved on to try to basically find another property. Actually, I think I went to another foreclosure auction that day. So I packed up everything and moved on. Well, now several months later, I got a call from the bank, actually the law firm for the bank, saying, guess what? You are the third highest bidder on this property, such. I didn't even remember what it was at first. I had to look it up on Google. And they're like, hey, guess, you are, the third highest bidder. Would you like to move forward? So they sent me over some information. And then they also gave me a little other thing. And I'll explain that to you in a second. So now I have a couple days basically to provide them with the deposit and put it under contract. So before I do any of that, my goal right now is to, first, I'm out here at the property right now. I did just try knocking on the door. There is someone inside. They won't come to the door. I was hoping to actually talk to them and get a better idea, a sense, as much information I can, if they're willing to leave. There's a dog staring at me right now. So, yeah, you can't see it, but so essentially, it's an occupied property. I was hoping to get a sense of this person's, willingness to move on and, do what they can. Just a bit better idea of what kind of timeline I'm looking at. And then also looking at if anything got worse on the property now. It was already kind of rough in the back especially, but I do love the neighborhood. It's great. That new build, I want to check on that. So that was being constructed or, finishing up when we were here back in July. It does look like it's transacted now, so that's a great comp. It's a little bit bigger than this one, but very similar style house, and literally 2 houses down. So that will be a fantastic comp. It is a new build, so that would definitely wouldn't be the same exact as value to value dollar or per square foot, but it definitely gives a good comp so I can get a better feel of what the ARV. So I still haven't run those numbers yet. I will. That would be part of my due diligence now, and just kind of this is, as you now have a little bit more time, as opposed to at the auction, you're like, all right, go, 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 go. Now we actually get a little bit more time to do a little more digging. The other thing is I need to check with the health department on the septic system again, because I don't remember what was said last time, so we're going to check on that, and any other taxes that are owed and stuff like that. So those are some of the fact checking. We're going to see if there's anything liens have increased from the municipality that we'd have to pay as well. So those are all the kind of due diligence parts before we accept the offer. But the other thing that came up is, of course, why did the first buyer back out? So it turns out that there is a lien waiver issue. Basically, what happened was the foreclosing entity, the mortgage that was foreclosing, they didn't notify one of the subsequent liens. So it's not they are the first lien, but one of the junior liens, they call them, didn't get notified properly or on time or something to that effect, or didn't get notified at all. I'm not exactly sure the details yet. My lawyer's working on that. What does that mean? So that means it's a waiting game, because they will wait until I get that basically a waiver signed that they don't have to refile the foreclosure auction. The risk is very minimal. So basically it's just a waiting game. So I would wait for them to get that basically that thing signed and released, and then we could close. Otherwise, worst case scenario, they can't get it. They would give me back my deposit, and we'd all move on, and they would have to start the foreclosure over again. So really very limited risk here. So I mean, I think the deposit was only $5,000. So I tie up $5,000 for who knows how long. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, fortunately for me, unfortunate for him, the first buyer just, had another project come up, and they rather put their money to work there, and they didn't want to wait for this anymore. The second lien holder, which is the second buyer, not lien holder, I keep messing up, but the second buyer, the auction bidder winner, who I did get to talk to, the reason why he didn't do it is he came out here too. And I did get to talk to him. He came out here and he looked at the property because he couldn't remember exactly which property it was as well. And he basically was trying to figure out, would he go forward with it? So they give him first shot, of course, and essentially he turned it down because, it is a decent sized rehab. So it's not a small rehab. I think he would have taken it on if it was a very, kind of fluff and buff type of rehab. But because it's a little larger rehab, he basically decided to not do it because he right now has about 5 or 6 projects he's had on the docket right now. And so he doesn't really want to take that on. He sure also doesn't have as much experience with the lien type stuff and the lien waivers type thing. So he wasn't sure exactly what transpired. His lawyer is not, I would say, maybe the most educated in the foreclosure process. And so he wasn't exactly, I don't think he got the best advice, but he could have just sat on this for a while. He'd probably finish up his rehabs, and then he have this one, another project to go. Honestly, probably would have been a good thing for him, but he also thought the rehab was more than he really want now that he took a little bit more time to look at the property. So either way, his choice. His loss is my gain. So I'm gonna finish up looking at this and kind of putting all of our numbers together. Hold on, let's get inside real quick. Loving the fall weather, but it's a little chilly. So basically, we're finishing up our due diligence. We're going to finalize our ARV. I'm going to send this also out to my real estate agent, get her to get a ARV CMA on it, and then finish getting the calls back from the city for the septic as well as any other liens. And then most likely, I'm thinking we're going to take this, so that's another win. But this just goes back to what I said at the beginning. It's really important to get your bid in. I could have. Knew the other people were going to bid higher than me. So I might have just, that I'm not even going to bid at all, but it's better get a bid in. You never know. Get your name on that bid sheet, because you never know when they're going to come on. I mean, we've had a lot of these things come back to us, and a lot of people don't take the project on for a million different reasons. They don't want to wait the time. They have too many projects currently on their plate. They had, a financial issue. Who knows? So you never know what's going to happen, and it's better to get your bid in and so you have a chance to get them, because we've probably in just the last year alone, I believe we've gotten 4 or 5 properties as the second or third highest bidder. I mean, it could even go down to the 4th highest bidder. I think there was only 3 of us there, so I think we are the last one. If we turn it down, I think they're going to have another foreclosure or just take it over themselves. It might make sense for them just to have another foreclosure. I don't know, but that's, doesn't matter because most likely we're going to take it, and the bank will be able to move on. And but I was really hoping to talk to this person. I still might send Kevin over here, try to talk to him again, but that's where we're at. If you have any questions about what I was talking about here, please leave a comment below. We appreciate it. Hit that like button. It really tells YouTube that, wow, you guys are awesome. You're the foreclosure kings. And hopefully it pushes out the algorithm. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe. This is our new channel, so we want to definitely beef it up. So I think we're not even at 100 subscribers yet. So subscribe below, and we'll see you on the next video.